Alright, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say and can will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have the present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questionings if you wish. Alright. You good, dude?
Informant came over regarding our situation with interpreters today, and it's kind of slowing our court system down, so I'm going to beg your patience with us with interpreters, because when an interpreter comes in, I'm going to be stopping what I'm doing and taking up any cases we have involving interpreters at that time, because we're sharing between two courtrooms. Colton Alderbolt. Carla Diaz. Habla inglés?
No.
Okay, un momento. Sarah Jo Cheney.
Raise your right hand for me, please. You swear affirm testimony you give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Cheney, good morning.
Good morning.
You had an opportunity to meet with Mr. Turner this morning, is that correct? He's met with the district attorney's office, and they made the decision it's not necessary to have a preliminary hearing in this matter, and you wish to have this case sent to the grand jury. Is that correct?
Yes, Your
I'm going
Honor.
to hand you this document and ask you if you can identify that that is in fact your signature on that document form.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, having acknowledged under oath in open court that that is your signature, I'll bind this case over to the Sumner County grand jury. Your arraignment date in criminal court will be set for Friday, November the 1st at 9:30 a.m. That'll be in courtroom 5D up on the 5th floor, far right-hand side of the building. I'm not sure who the judge will be assigned, but that'll be determined on that date. Now, if you continue to hire Mr. Turner to represent you, he'll file a notice of appearance, waive your appearance at the arraignment. He'll enter a not guilty plea for you. He'll get a settlement date for you. But if you do not hire Mr. Turner or any other attorney for that matter, then you will need to be present on that day at 9:30. I would get there a little bit early. You do not want to start off criminal court on the wrong side. All right. Now, you'll have to re-sign your bond to remain out on bond any further matters. So you'll go over here with the clerk, and she'll re-sign your bond, and she'll give you some more information about arraignment. All right. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Stephen Campbell.
Sir, raise your right hand for me. You swear affirm testimony you give here today be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Morning, Mr. Campbell. How are you this morning?
Morning, Your Honor.
You met with Mr. Lucas, who met with the district attorney. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And they've agreed, the district attorney's office has agreed to hold this matter under advisement for a period of 6 months. Is that your understanding, sir?
Yes, sir.
And during that period of time, there's certain things that you must do. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to hand you an order to reappear, asking you to reappear in front of me on March the 7th at 9 o'clock in this courtroom. If you'll please execute that. If you fail to show up that day, whether you've done everything or not, you're subject to be held in contempt of this court, which is a sentence and a $50 fine.
Yes, sir.
That's your cup.
All right. Now, in front of you on that sheet of paper in the bottom left-hand corner, not in black and white, but in yellow and blue, I guess is what it is on your sheet, it says under advisement for 6 months, no new charges, and you must make a $250 contribution to Ashley's Place. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll see you back on March the 7th.
Thank you, sir.
Go down into the closest office.
Gary, if you would. Mr. McKinney in the courtroom?
Judge, I'm here.
Okay. You're hiding on there. I'm sorry, Mr. McKinney. That's all right.
Judge, we just got the alcohol is negative. We just got the tox report back in, and General Daugherty wants to watch the videotape.
Okay. November 26th. Mr. Peake will stay in touch with Mr. McKinney. We'll see you back on that day, sir. All right.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll call the 10 o'clock docket. If you're here on the 10 o'clock docket, it means you've either been arrested or cited in the court in the last 2 weeks. We bring you into court to make sure you're fully aware of all the charges to which you must answer, to find out whether or not you have an attorney, or if you want time to hire an attorney, or if you want the court to consider appointing an attorney to represent you. Please be advised that I'm going to reset your case approximately 30 days to 6 weeks out if you think you're able to hire an attorney. You know your financial situation better than I do, and if you want to try to hire an attorney, I encourage you to do so. But if you do not think that things I need to tell you about. One is, you'll come to the podium and I'll go over. Some of you will turn around and I'll ask if you have an attorney or not, if you want to appoint you an attorney, and you'll look around to the person who brought you here today going, what'd I do? Go ahead and have that conversation now, because when you come up to the podium, keep in mind that if you're convicted of the offense, you're the person who has a potential going to jail, not that person who gave you that great advice in the back. All right? So that needs to be a decision that you make, because it's a very important decision. Some of you may come to the podium and says, Judge, do I need a lawyer for this? And I will have the same response. Anyone who's charged with a criminal offense is entitled to be represented by a counsel. That is your decision and your decision alone. Now, as any first appearance docket, I have a lot of driving offenses. Driving without a license, driving on a suspended license, driving on a revoked license, and having any insurance. The absolute worst thing you could do is not show up for your next court date, and here's why. Driving without a license is a 30-day sentence. Driving on suspended is 180 days. Most or a lot of driving on revoked are 180 days. And I'll set this matter for hearing on October the 23rd.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now that takes care of the criminal matter. Now, as to the issues before the court, there is pending a Rule 60.02 motion filed by the defendant, Ms. Griffin, in these order of protection hearings as it relates to the order of protection on Terry Bowersox Sr., Maddie Bowersox, and Katie Lynn Proudfoot. The matter pending is still pending with Christopher Proudfoot.
Your Honor, our Rule 60 was intended to cover all of those orders of protection.
There's 4 of them that are listed there.
Thank you.
If not, they're all listed on the sheet. The only issue is the matter regarding Christopher Proudfoot is still an ex parte order, as it's never had a hearing on that day. And so any motion to reconsider or set that aside would be premature, because we've never had an issue. We've not had a hearing on that matter. It was set for last Thursday, and it was continued on to this Thursday. So that Rule 60.02 motion to reconsider judgments as to Mr. Proudfoot is hereby denied because that is premature in its filing. And so, Mr. Frizzell, if you'll do an order as it relates to Christopher Proudfoot, I think his case is case number 3893, 2024 civil, because it's premature at this time. Also in front of me is the state's motion to clarify the intent of the order of protection. The order of protection speaks for itself. It's pretty plain in its language, but it covers what it doesn't cover. Mr. Frizzell, you had, in full disclosure, I met with counsel for Ms. Griffin for the state of Tennessee and for the Bowersox and Ms. Proudfoot in chambers before coming out. The parties have asked this court to set this matter to a hearing date separately than from today. In my consideration, I will grant this continuance, but it's only going to be for a short period of time because we have order of protections involved. These order of protections that are filed are in effect, as the court sees them, they're in effect currently except to Mr. Proudfoot's, which is an ex parte, and it remains in effect as an ex parte until we have a hearing on all of these matters at the same time. Council will get their calendars out. Mr. Moore, are you going to represent, you and Mr. Kowski going to represent the Bowersox and the Proudfoots, or just one party?
Your Honor, I believe we can do both because it does seem to be the same.
You're going to represent all four parties then? There's 4 different orders of protection. There's one that's been granted for Terry Bowersox, Senior, Maddie Bowersox, Katie Proudfoot. The only one that has not been heard yet is Christopher A. Proudfoot, and that was set, and I'll set that for a hearing on the same day that we take all of these up at the same time.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe it was our agreement with the Proudfoots. We represent Katie Proudfoot and Christopher Proudfoot, and we can certainly talk to them about potentially representing the Bowersox if they need representation, but as it stands right now,
Okay.
it's the Proudfoots.
I just want to make sure that's clear for the record of who your clients are.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I don't want to address you in matters regarding the Bowersox if you're not representing them. Council, if you'll check your calendars for October the 10th.
I'm open, Your Honor.
State?
Judge, I may potentially be at a jury trial that day, but if not, I can be here.
I'm going to set it for the 10th. Mr. Moore, are you available that day?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to set this matter. I have orders of protection that morning set on my civil docket that morning anyhow. What I'll do is tentatively set this for 11 o'clock on October the 10th. And we'll address all the issues that are outstanding in this matter. Ms. Griffin, until then, the order of protections as it relates to Mr. Bowersox, Ms. Bowersox, and Ms. Proudfoot are in effect and the ex parte order is in effect as it relates to Mr. Proudfoot. The difference is the penalties, if you violate those, are different for one having been ordered and one that is an ex parte. Those are the differences between those. Any other matters we need to take up, counsel? From the state?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Your Honor, we would simply ask that the copy of the statute we provided to the court be entered into the record.
If you're going to file any, are you anticipating
Yes.
filing any other matters? Just
Yes.
include that with what you're going to file. That way it's in the record. What you provide me back in chambers is not adequate.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Attached back into this file. So
Thank
we
you.
can do that. And anything, Mr. Moore, if you intend to file on anything in the state, I would ask that you all, if you have any motions that you're going to file, please have them filed by Monday, September 30th at noon.
Yes, Your Honor.
And if you'll also include that in that order, Mr. Frizzell, for the court signature, and make sure that all the parties are served. That'll be your order of the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
The date again in September for the motions to be filed.
September 30th, Monday, September 30th at 9 o'clock for the motions. And then we'll have a hearing beginning at 11, as close as possible, beginning at 11. It depends on how the morning goes with the order of protections that morning, how many I have and how many hearings we have on those.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
May we be excused, Your Honor.
May.
Up.